Hey guys, it's Dana Shay, and welcome to Real Relationship Talk. Hopefully by now you've been able to watch the introductory video to the 5 enemies of every marriage and relationship, and I hope that you were able to check out video 1 where we talked about the first enemy, which is apathy. So you can go back and you could find that video wherever you found this one. But basically in that video, I just talked about how apathy is really an enemy of relationships for obvious reasons, because it's a feeling of just a lack of emotion. You just don't care. You're just done. And you really can't build a healthy relationship when you're in that state of mind. So be sure to go back and check out that video. Let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. We're going to talk about the enemy number 2 of relationships, which is comparison.
I wake up. I sacrifice. I get them ready. I try to have it all under control, to at least look like I can handle it. It looks so easy for other moms, but I'm struggling. It feels like I'm failing. At the end of the day, I ask myself, am I enough?
I never settle. I never compromise. I show them I'm strong and qualified. I work harder, stay longer, and push away distractions. I don't have time for anything else, for anyone else. If I can keep this up just a few more years, they'll be convinced. They'll no longer wonder, am I enough?
I envy. I covet. I compare. I put on the mask. I push myself to look like that, fit into that, be like that. I work myself to the point of exhaustion, till I can't take it anymore. And for what? For whom? 'Cause at the end of the night, I still don't know. Am I enough?
Now, you guys may have heard the quote that comparison is the thief of all joy. This is so true. Whenever we compare ourselves to someone else, we are literally robbing ourselves of the joy in our own lives and in the joy of our relationship. So you guys know I'm huge into mentorship, right? So several years ago, there was this particular couple who Sean and I know that I really looked up to. I mean, they had it going on in every way. The wife was successful, the husband was successful, they had the big house, the cars, all the things, right? All the things that we look at and we think that makes someone successful. And from the outside, they had a great marriage. They had a great relationship. I mean, I actually was kind of modeling some things after the wife and some of the things that she had shared online and some of the things that I had heard her say. And so I was kind of looking them up one day and I noticed that they were not on social media anymore. And I'm like, that's interesting, because they were very vocal out there on social media. And so I kind of let it ride for a while, and then I looked them up again and I realized that she had a different last name. And I'm like, what? And so then, of course, I start my investigation services and I look at his page and I notice that he's married to somebody else. And that quick, and I'm like, how in the world did this happen? And so when I looked at their relationship, and to be quite honest, being jealous even of some of the things that I saw in their marriage, some of the things that I craved in my own that I felt like I didn't have, but they had. What was happening was I was killing the intimacy between me and Sean, because I was always comparing what we have to what they had. And so, listen guys, I think I have this love-hate relationship with social media. Social media is great because it connects us with each other. You're watching this video right now because of social media. Social media has helped us to be able to get our reach out there. It's been able to help to connect us with people that we might not have access to, maybe high school friends, old teachers. I mean, it's great. But the problem with social media is everybody posts their highlight reels. I'm not saying anything new, right? We all know this. Everybody puts the greatest, the best, their most biggest successes. They put all of that online. And then when we're scrolling through, that's all we see. And so if you have a problem with insecurity, which honestly we all do in some way, shape, or form. If you have insecurities, if you have doubts about your relationship, if you feel discontent about where you are in life and you're scrolling through, that can be a killer of your self-esteem, and it can be a killer of your relationship. So I really have to discipline myself when I am online. I have to discipline myself when I'm on social media, not to sit there and go through everybody's feeds and then think, man, I really wish I had that. Or, wow, look at how he's always doing this for her. Wow, they're going out of the country again. Like, I really have to be careful not to do that. And I'm very intentional too about what I post, because I never want to paint the picture that me and Sean have it going on 100% of the time and our life is great. I mean, we have a good marriage, and I'm so grateful for where God has brought us from. However, things are not perfect all the time. My kids aren't perfect. My life isn't perfect. My marriage isn't perfect. My career isn't perfect. Me building this brand has been a struggle at times. And so I like to try to put kind of my whole self out there so that people get a accurate picture of what life really looks like. So I just want to kind of warn you to not compare where you are to where somebody else is. There's a few things that we have to keep in mind when we're looking at our marriage, when we're looking at our lives, and we're trying to fight against being discontent. The first thing is, and I have this on my bathroom mirror, am I better today than I was yesterday? I look at my marriage, since we're talking about marriage and relationship here. I look at my relationship and I say, you know what? We are way better today than we were yesterday. Now, yesterday doesn't have to be literally yesterday. Yesterday could be a year ago. It can be 5 years ago. It could be a month ago. The point is, are you better today than you used to be? If the answer is yes, great. Congratulations. Keep trucking. Okay. So along with that, you want to ask yourself, what are your strengths? What are some of the things that you've been able to accomplish? So, because I just keep it real and I spill out all my business, right? One of the things about me and Sean is we used to be terrible communicators. I mean, horrible. And it's crazy because I have a degree in communication. And so we used to do, we're not big like fighters, thank God. You know, I grew up in a house where there was just arguing and fighting and all of that stuff. And so I never wanted to do that in my marriage. So on the opposite, what Sean and I do is silent treatments. I mean, we can ice each other out for days. And this was normal behavior for us. It will be totally normal for us to literally walk down the stairs and be like, he better not brush against my shoulder, you know? And that was just totally normal. Well, the problem is that's not normal. That's not good. Not communicating to your spouse is not healthy. And so we used to do that. Now, when we get upset with each other, we don't ice each other out for days. It might only be 5 or 6 hours, which is progress, okay? Don't judge. So you have to ask yourself, what are some of the strengths that you have in your relationship? What are some accomplishments that you can celebrate? When you focus on your strengths and when you focus on the things in your relationship that you can actually celebrate, this is going to help you not to compare yourself to other people. Número dos. You want to ask yourself how far you have come. And this kind of goes in line with the first thing that I just talked about. How far have you come in your relationship? What have you had to overcome in your relationship? Ask yourself, what have you accomplished? What can you celebrate in your relationship? Have you overcome poverty? Have you overcome addiction? Have you overcome infidelity? Have you been able to overcome depression or lack in any other way? If the answer is yes, celebrate those things. And tell yourself and tell each other, remind each other, testify. Hey, do you remember when we used to be here? Now look at us, we're here. You know, Sean and I always say, like, we started from the bottom, right?
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom.
Continue to progress. And that's very helpful for us when we're looking at our progression to see, no, we don't live in the perfect dream mansion that we might want to live in, or maybe you don't have the absolute greatest relationship, but where have you come from? Really, really important that you focus on that. So the third thing is you want to ask yourself, what is your purpose? Every relationship has a purpose. Did you know that? I know that the things that Sean and I have struggled with, the pain that we've endured individually and as a couple, I am so convinced that that is the purpose for our relationship. It's that we can say we went through this, we overcame it, and now we've got a story. And now I can sit and do these videos and encourage you in wherever you might be in your relationship. You have to think about what is the bigger picture here. So instead of looking at today, I don't have the dream job that I want, or today I don't have the kids that I want, or maybe you're not married at all and you're thinking, well, today I really want to be married. Learn to be content. There's a scripture that says, learn to be content in whatever state that you're in. You have to foster gratitude. You have to foster contentment. And then this brings us to our final point. When you're looking in your marriage, right? You're looking in your relationship. It's so easy, as we've talked about, to compare, to be discontent. So the cure to that is to practice gratitude. You have to learn. And I read a book several years ago that said, practicing gratitude is not thinking gratitude. It's not thinking gratitude is a good idea. It's not thinking grateful thoughts. Practicing gratitude is actually doing it, right? It's like if we look at a doctor who practices medicine, the practice is in the doing. And so when you practice gratitude, you say out loud, I am so grateful for. I have a husband who has a super strong work ethic. I don't have to work. I've never had to work. And not because we've been rolling in the dough, but because my husband is a provider through and through. He provides so well for us, and I'm so grateful for that. And this is funny because a lot of the times, the things that irritate us the most about our spouse or our partner are the things that we need to be most grateful for. So Sean is super laid back. I'm talking like so chill. And that drives me nuts sometimes. Like it really does, because I want him to be like excited and I want him to be like upset. You know, when you're upset, you want somebody to get upset with you. And he's just not going to do it. He's just chill. And I've really come to really appreciate that about him and to really love that about him. So look at the things in your relationship that you're grateful for. Write those things down. Tell them to each other. And you'll notice that as you start to focus on what you have instead of what you don't have, you're going to build gratitude and you're not going to compare yourself against other people. So do not allow the bitter root of jealousy. Don't allow the bitter root of comparison to destroy what you have. You are with your spouse or your partner. You are not with the man online. You are not married to Denzel. You are not married to J-Lo. You are not married to Beyonce or anybody else, okay? You are married or with your partner. You chose them for a reason. So instead of thinking about all the things that they're not and all the things that your marriage isn't and all the things that this person over here is doing better, learn how to practice gratitude, learn how to be grateful for where you have come. And that, my friends, is going to help you not to compare your marriage or your relationship to someone else. Well, that wraps up video 2, guys. Are you ready to go deeper? Come on back tomorrow where we're going to talk all about unforgiveness. It's going to be really, really real, okay? And I want you to come back because I pray that you will receive the healing that you need so that you can move forward in your relationship. Be sure that you are following me wherever you found this video at. It's easiest for you to just subscribe if you're on YouTube, turn your notifications on. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, you know where to reach me at The Real Relationship Talk. Also, I would love for you to go to my website, Real Relationship Talk. I've got not only some resources there that will help you, including a free audio download that I'm offering, but also my blog. So I spend lots of time just trying to look and see where couples need the most encouragement. That's my gift. I have a gift of encouragement. And so where you need the most encouragement, and I've got several articles on my blog I would love for you to check out. So until next time, be well. Thank you so much for watching.